This will be the best Christmas of your life. Most people want a better Christmas. Few remember it begins in the mind. Winners don't wait for the mood, they build it. Positive mental attitude is the switch. It turns the same day into raw material for progress. Give me a few minutes and I'll show you how to train this attitude in real holiday moments, tie it to proofs before noon, and leave December already compounding your January. If you're ready to think like a winner this Christmas, let's begin. Every Christmas I watch ordinary men become kinder, braver, and strangely decisive. Homes feel warmer, grudges soften, and the mind stops sprinting long enough to see what matters. That is not magic. It is a state, heightened meaning plus softer defenses. In that state, the power of the mind hears instructions it usually ignores. Your subconscious mind relaxes its alarms and returns ideas instead of excuses. Winners learn to bottle this state and drink it all year. They treat the season's generosity as training for daily usefulness. They ask, "Who can I serve before noon?" and let action keep the feeling honest. Gratitude funds attention, attention funds execution, execution funds confidence. Confidence, in turn, keeps the state alive when the calendar moves on. I call this disciplined, positive mental attitude applied to a real day. Not naive cheer, but deliberate focus on possibilities, solutions, and service. When I hold it, the same problem becomes raw material in my hands. When I lose it, the same day becomes heavy with reasons to wait. Keep this lens, and your December will start building your January now. PMA is not smiling harder. It is governing thought, feeling, and action toward one aim. I choose a useful question, repeat it with feeling, and let it steer my decisions. The power of the mind follows the clearest foreman on sight. Give it a job, not a wish. With PMA, I ask, how can this advance the mission by noon? And the day answers. Without it, I ask, why me? And the day grows quiet. PMA is a commitment to possibilities, opportunities, and solutions under imperfect weather. It does not deny pain. It assigns it a purpose and a deadline. Your subconscious mind then hunts tools and allies that match that assignment. Soon the same facts produce different outcomes because you are asking different questions. That is why winners and complainers can live through the same Christmas and leave with opposite futures. Here is my working frame. Focus selects the single outcome that matters. Emotion supplies the voltage to move. Dominion keeps attention from renting space to complain. I script one present tense sentence at dawn and post 3 proofs before noon. Those receipts train identity faster than any speech can. Hold this posture for 7 days, and you will feel the switch click into place. 2 people share the same table. They leave with different futures. One counts what is missing and rehearses reasons to pause. The other counts what is present and asks, what can I build from this by noon? The power of the mind does not reward fairness. It rewards focus. Your subconscious mind will expand whichever list you write first. I have lived both versions. When I stared at lack, I missed allies standing in the doorway. When I stared at possibility, I noticed skills I had underpriced and doors I had knocked. Same facts, new interpretation, better moves. That is the hinge. Interpretation decides initiative. Use a simple audit at every gathering. Ask, what is usable here? Knowledge, contact, lesson, opportunity to serve. Write one answer and tie it to one action due before noon tomorrow. Do not argue with mood, argue with the calendar. Repeat through the season and watch December start compounding. Christmas is a perfect laboratory for positive mental attitude because it squeezes every lever at once. Family brings old roles, memories bring old stories, comparison brings old doubts, and expectations bring fresh pressure. The power of the mind will default to habit under this load, unless you give it orders. So I predesign my posture. I will look for usefulness, not fault. I will serve, not score. Your subconscious mind follows that script when the moment arrives. Run this field drill. Before each gathering, write one useful question. How can I improve someone's day by noon? Pick a person and a micro-action. Help, introduce, encourage, or quietly remove a burden. Then choose one boundary that protects your energy without drama. Service gives you direction. Boundaries give you stamina. When memories and comparisons start their old speech, I change the lens, not the room. I ask, what here is raw material for growth? And list one skill, one ally, one lesson. I refuse the scoreboard that measures gifts I don't control. I keep the ledger that records actions I do. That is PMA in the wild. Calm leadership over a day most men let run them. First thief, nothing changed in my life. That sentence blinds you to small gains and kills initiative. I replace it with, what changed a little? And how do I double it by noon? The power of the mind needs a target. Small progress is a perfect one. Your subconscious mind expands what you measure. Measure improvement. Second thief, everyone is ahead of me. Comparison drains courage and funds excuses. I switch to, who can I serve before lunch? Service restores agency fast. Opportunity respects the man who moves, not the man who ranks. Action pays, comparison invoices. Third thief, it never works for me. If that were true, you'd have learned what not to do, valuable data. I translate it into, what step failed, and which 2 tweaks will I test today? Failures are maps when you interrogate them on paper. Your subconscious mind delivers methods when you ask for mechanics, not pity. Fourth thief, it's never enough. Scarcity turns wins invisible. Invisible wins don't compound. I keep a nightly ledger. 3 proofs, 1 lesson done. Gratitude keeps the engine warm. Goals keep it pointed. Both are required. Cheer alone is drift. Drive alone is burnout. Fifth thief, I'll deal with it next year. That is procrastination in a tuxedo. I answer with one 15-minute action scheduled this morning. Momentum is a gift you give January from December. Decide now, move once, and let confidence follow. Here is the winner's translation for the same 5 scenes. 1. Maybe my life isn't where I want yet, but I am not who I was. That line unlocks inventory, skills gained, habits formed, allies met. The power of the mind invests where you admit progress. Your subconscious mind converts that admission into energy to continue. 2. Comparison doesn't pay my bills, action does. I ask, which move today earns or serves? And I do that early. Status quiets when results start sending receipts. PMA is not louder feelings. It's cleaner priorities. One useful act outruns 100 private scorecards. 3. If it always went wrong, now I know how not to do it. That's proximity, not defeat. I write the failed step in 1 line and list 2 tweaks to test by noon. My questions shift from why me to what mechanism failed. Mechanics beat melodrama every time. 4. I may not have everything, but I have enough to begin. Beginnings hire momentum. Momentum hires confidence. I list what I do have, time blocks, tools, 2 names to call, and I deploy 1. Scarcity stops shouting once usefulness starts working. Movement is the language opportunity understands. 5. If I can think differently today, I can live differently tomorrow. So I tie thought to a proof, 1 message sent, 1 page drafted, 1 favor done. Belief grows where behavior posts numbers. This is PMA on schedule, attitude that survives contact with a real day. Hold these translations and watch this Christmas start paying forward. Choose one situation that usually steals your joy this season. A sharp comment, an old memory, a comparison, or a sense of lack. Write it in 1 plain line so the power of the mind has something definite to transform. Now answer this. How would a winner think about this exact scene by noon tomorrow? Draft 1 sentence in that voice, short and practical, that points to a useful move. Your subconscious mind needs this translation to begin hunting methods. Turn the sentence into action on a clock. If it's a comment, the action might be a calm response or a boundary set kindly. If it's a memory, call the lesson forward and spend it to help someone today. If it's comparison, pick 1 task that earns or serves and finish it early. Tie each thought to a 15-minute proof and log it in ink. Keep a tiny card in your pocket labeled Christmas of my mind. Top line, the trigger you expect. Second line, the winner's sentence. Third line, the scheduled proof. When the moment arrives, read the card, breathe once, and execute the proof. By night, record what changed in you, not just around you. Repeat for 3 days and notice how quickly the season starts cooperating. Your attitude decides your decisions. When I hold PMA, I ask better questions and choose cleaner targets. The power of the mind loves clear orders. It stops auditioning doubts and starts recruiting methods. A single precise choice can redirect a tired month. Your subconscious mind aligns because the aim finally stands still. Decisions decide actions. I tie each choice to 1 proof before noon, so it cannot hide behind mood. Small, finished steps teach my nerves that progress is normal. Soon I stop negotiating with feelings and start reporting to the calendar. Action turns hope into evidence. Actions decide results. Outcomes arrive first as inches, then as invitations, then as momentum. Even thin wins are heavy enough to quiet comparison. I log numbers nightly, so confidence has something to eat. Results feed attitude, and the cycle strengthens itself. Change any link and you change the loop. Upgrade attitude, refine decisions, finish actions, and results will begin to argue for you. This is how one good day multiplies into a better month. Protect the cycle with proof, not pep talks. Do that, and this Christmas will start paying your next year in advance. Thinking like a winner is not pretending everything is fine. It is looking at the hard thing and saying, I didn't choose this, but I choose my answer. The power of the mind becomes your ally the moment you reclaim that choice. Pain remains pain, but it becomes fuel once assigned a purpose and a schedule. Your subconscious mind relaxes because leadership has returned to the room. I give every difficulty a job. If an argument appears, its job is to teach restraint and clarity by noon. If a bill arrives, its job is to trigger one earning action and one expense cut today. If rejection hits, its job is to refine the message and send the next attempt on a clock. Assignments convert emotion into motion. Here is the line I use when the room tilts. I do not choose all events, but I do choose the next useful move, and I choose it now. Then I write that move and execute the first 15 minutes immediately. This keeps PMA from being poetry and makes it policy. Once the move is made, the day becomes negotiable again. You cannot control every scene this Christmas, but you can choose what it makes of you. Keep it simple. One winner's sentence, one proof before noon, one nightly ledger. The power of the mind will follow the question you repeat and the actions you complete. Pick service over comparison, motion over mood, and usefulness over noise. 3 quiet days like this will feel better than a month of resolutions. If this helped, stay with me for the next chapter in our Christmas series. We'll turn the season's spirit into a practical plan you can keep when the lights come down. For now, write your sentence for tomorrow and put a small proof on the clock. Think like a winner and let the day answer.